Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Greetings, salutations, hello. Hey, Nordic. Right, onward. Let's put this in gear. Onwards. Immediately work needs to be done. So, if I remember right, which I probably don't, but if I remember right, the plan for today, very extremely roughly speaking, is to get most of the harvest done, if not all of the harvest done, sort out more bales, and yeah, try and deal with the cows, I suppose. I'm not sure what to do after that. Oh god, there's still more bales that need to be stacked. Alright. Let's, are all of these so aid? Yes. Second question, can 2 bales fit in? Yes. Need to have a break from satisfactory. Just spent 4 hours in the game. Good God. Let's start stacking on top. Good. Good, that's gone well. I do be agriculturalating. Having minor arguments with bales. And do you know what? I think part of the problem might be the bale spike I'm using. There we go. Do I have a do I have a better bale spike available for telehandler? I really don't want to use the Magsy one. Is there one over here that has like a no? Fine, I'll use the ancient Magsy one because it's at least got a small thingamajiggy. Hello, Alex. I'm trying to find a bale bale fork I like at the moment, and it's not going well. I also have delicious tea. Delicious tea. Landwassersimulator. No, Landwirtschaftssimulator 22. There's a reason I can do a quite reasonable German accent. And it's because I know a bit of German. So if I speak English but in the German way, it becomes a lot easier to do a German accent. Right. No. Onwards. Lance fart simulating the 22nd. Yes. Alley-oop. That didn't go well. Alley-oop. There we go. That's the correct way to pick up a bale fork. Get rid of that one. Buzz don't know 57 different languages. Thursday's a full day as well. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
My.
Hang on, Alex. Let me play you the song of my people. I hope that helped. The demon whale. Never not terrifying. The combine's halfway full again. Hey, firefighter. Long time finding family. I've not been very secret about where I am on Twitch, dude. I've been putting videos up. I need to get better at doing that, but I've been trying to get stream archives up on YouTube to kind of advertise the fact that I'm over here, and I'll even give you the link in the description of them. Mainly because that's the automatic description Twitch does is. Trying. Failing miserably, but trying. There. Alex, can we maybe not talk about that here? I've had a bad day, and I don't necessarily want to talk about better platform. It's arguable, but I mean it's marginal. It's marginally better. Definitely easier to find new people on Twitch. Okay, let's see, can I do what I intended to do with the other bales this time? The temptation is there to make more silage. My Irishness is showing. It's like, oh, there's some grass after growing. Silage. Silage question mark? Actually, that wouldn't be the worst idea. Where's the BJ on the map here? Where is the BGA? Down 425, okay. 5, 10, 9, 12, 14, 25. Silage. And the BGA should be there. Silos. I presume it's under silos. Yes. But it would cost 65 grand, which I don't have. Never mind then. The combine's basically full again. And I can, the hell are you? Oh, you live in McCormick. Right. So there's one bale missing there, which I'm not going to get from this pair. This is a dumb idea. But I'm going to do it regardless, just to see if I can do it with this bale fork. Because if I can do this with this bale fork, I don't need the other one. Careful. Hey, Steam Fan. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Right, that's done. This isn't going to get to... Well, this is going to get to 100% full. It's not going to 100% empty the combine, which is fine. I can jump onto the McCormick, do more baling, and... I'm okay, I'm tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. The cats are pretty good. Yeah, so this is the last field to be harvested, which is... Okay. I've got a good idea of where I'm at now, which is good. If you're new, I never start the stream with a good idea of where I'm at. Flash getting it. She went to sleep at about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then I just had trouble getting to sleep. So, yeah, it's been a fun evening. Or a fun day. Because I was minding her basically all today as well. I actually sat down on my PC at about 4:30. Which is why there was a 10-minute delay to the start of the stream. I just didn't have time to start it earlier. Hell, I have to tidy some stuff up after the stream because I meant to do it before, just didn't have the time. I meant to put some stuff into a bag and just haven't yet. Just want to check something real quick, actually. That's interesting. So some people have been saying that the new update, 1.3, has been changing clothes. I'm not seeing that on my character specifically, but the people who've been saying it have been like Landy and people like that, so I'm gonna trust them. I trust the likes of Landy to not lead me down the country path. Yep, it has. Yeah, like I said, I trust the people who have told me this kind of stuff. Oh, Buzz has discovered the add sunglasses to the potato emoji button. This farm needs an old school JCB. I would love to have, on this farm specifically, like a Ford tractor. Where is it? Maybe, can I change the front wheels on this? Because the front wheels on this are too big. Like, it's clearly like a Ford County, but... How much does this cost again? 89,370. Oh, that looks much better with the grey front linkage. Needs the county logos. Yeah. Can I at least put wide tires on it? No. Oh, I can. 91,770 for redonkulous, oversized front tire tractor. Oh, look at the size of the diff boxes on that thing. That's insane. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get the 11. Actually, for the price, it's not really worth it. Probably not gonna get it, in fact. I might use it as a starter tractor on a different UK map, but for the price, not really worth it. Let's get this back down to the field at least. And then we'll hop into the McCormick, do some baling. I will very likely have to take manual control over the combine towards the end. Yeah, exactly, Derp. The era of four-wheel drive where it was literally just, yeah, we're gonna send a drive shaft to all four wheels. Whoops. Did they... Now... I'm no expert, but for that, did they just like change the rear diff to like put 2 extra drive shafts in? $180. Oh, I hate the 180/90. It's way too loud. I really hate it because I love it, but the sounds are hideous. Like, it's a good tractor. Okay, that was something on the stream itself. Sorry. They just added a drive shaft and differential on each axle. Good God. I mean, it is, kind of 80s engineering, really. I know that with the older counties, how they did the four-wheel drive was they, like, some of them they just bolted 2 tractors together and called it good enough. Some of them they spun extra drive shafts at the front of the engine, but that one looked like the extra drive shafts are coming from the rear, which is an interesting decision, to say the least. let's get the stuff along the end here. She says, it's so ridiculous. Like, it works. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. Any bad idea that works isn't a bad idea. The turning circle of a North Sea oil tanker. They've got much better turning circles than you think, Steam Fan. Like, those things can spin on the spot. If the captain really wants them to. They just appear to have a big turning circle because they're usually moving forward, and that's a lot of inertia to deal with. Yeah, something like that works right up until a rock gets stuck in one of the drive shafts and blows the engine up. Or a large enough stick. It's more moving parts, more room to fail. Every moving part you add to a system increases the chances of failing by, I think it's exponentially. I think the more moving parts you have in a system, the like every part you add extra increases the chances of failure by a factor of like 10. Just because more stuff, more room to break. Hey, Ethan. Hey, Ethan Jeji. Which, if that's not how you pronounce your name, I apologize, but that's how I'm reading it. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to use the I'm not wearing my glasses defense. What's good? Homemade apple tart. That's really good. There's a strawberry gatto in Tesco. From like Stafford's Bakery, I think it is. If you've not tried it, thoroughly recommend. It's the cake I was having the other day. It tastes like you're eating air and strawberries. It is amazing. It is so light and so delicious. And good God, you could put up a lot of weight with that thing very quickly, but such a nice cake. Now that's what's good. Some of you, dude. How you doing? Cheers for the follow, by the way. I'm enjoying it. It's like 2022, everybody's turning vegetarian or vegan. I'm just like, oh, there's this delicious cake in Tesco. I have had. I know that a lot of people make fun of vegans because militant vegans ruin it for the good vegans, which is the majority of vegans. I've had vegan food before. I went to a vegan cafe in Paris. I say in Paris. It was in Charles de Gaulle Terminal 2E. But vegan food is quite tasty. As somebody who quite enjoys meat, of all descriptions, vegan food is quite nice. I had like a vegan lasagna and I legitimately forgot that it didn't have any meat in it. This is going back like 2 years, but I was conceptually aware it was meat-free, but I kind of forgot as I was eating it, and it was delicious. And the only reason I had it was, one, because I was in Paris and I wanted something that I could at least, talk about pretentiously. So, vegan food. And two, it honestly was the most sane-looking food they had in the airport at the time, because it was either that or Pret. And like, Pret, yeah, I could go for a sandwich, but I wanted something reasonable. And then the options were like Burger King or McDonald's, which you can get anywhere, and is not very good. Anyway, it was core. Oh, I've had derp, this might come left field. My sister's been getting like chicken sausages and turkey sausages lately because she's trying to cut down on the amount of fat she's eating, which is fair. And she's been air frying them, and I have to say, apart from the weird textural difference, because you expect to get the little chunkos of fat in sausages, they're really nice sausages. Like, I recommend you give them a try. They taste not entirely of chicken, but also not entirely of sausage. It's really weird. I've just realized what they taste like. Chicken sausages taste like schnitzel. They're schnitzel sausages, oh my god. Turkey sausage casserole, very good. Yeah! Alternative meats. Good meats. I'd like to try some proper, like, weird meats at some point, like alligator and ostrich and stuff, but at the same time, no, because I don't want to risk, like, an entire meal. I'm like, I want to try alligator. And then it's, like, horrific. I'm like, oh, well. Not only have I wasted my money, but I'm going hungry for a while. You've had dogfish ones? Okay, that's one alternative meat I would refuse to eat, because I know what they smell like when they're... I know what dogfish smell like. That would... just knowing that puts me off. Like, for reference, Steam fan, my experience with dogfish included me, needing to wash my clothes 3 times and shower twice to get the smell off me. I'd recommend barracuda. Ah. Have I eaten anything that, like, would be regarded as weird? Hey, Felix. We're on to the traditional stream chat of food. I don't think I've had any, like, properly weird food. Is fish eyes weird food? Yes. Flaky fish with that meaty irony. Ooh. See, I like fish in general, Derp. Fish are like a really good source of vitamins and minerals. You wouldn't eat that? Oh god, no. No, I wouldn't either. Yeah, Surströmming. Fermented herring. I would live life as a pescatarian. I would as well, actually, now that I think about it. Just the one fish that I have come to despise, because it's way overdone, is smoked salmon. Because it's the generic, like, oh, you like fish? I've got smoked salmon. No. That's really boring. Like, incredibly boring. Give me Coley in a delicious, like, white or cheese sauce. Well, cheese sauce has been what it makes it. Coley in a cheese sauce with some chips. Beautiful food. Or even with potatoes. Beautiful dinner. My favorite dinner. Breaded cod, always nice. Breaded whiting is also quite good. Haddock. Doesn't really let you down. But, like, there's so many different types of fish that... Haddock and chips? Yes. Swordfish? Never tried that, but want to. The only thing that would stop me from being, like, a proper pescatarian would be, like, I like my meat feast pizzas too much. And toasted sandwiches. Because if you're getting a toasty, ham and cheese or just generic meat and cheese, yes. Connor, sorry, I misread your name. Connor Gowl. I added an R and made you Connor Growl, which... be a slightly cool name, but your name's good nonetheless. Cheers for the follow. Some places, you think? Oh no, I know it. Rattlesnake in some parts of America is seen as like a delicacy. One thing I'd love to try is a West Cork delicacy. If I'm ever down there again, I'm going to insist on going to a restaurant that serves this, but crew beans, which is effectively stewed pig's trotters. I've heard nothing but good things about them, but I've never tried them. I've just realised I've had haggis. That counts as kind of a weird food. Haggis is lovely. If you've not tried haggis, try haggis. It's delicious. Rocky Mountain oysters? I can understand that, but also no thanks. I guess neeps and tatties. I'm just weeding out the Scots now by mentioning haggis. I had it with chips. Steam fan. There's I don't know if it's still there, but when I lived there, there was a fish and chip shop in Sunderland on Chester Road. Was it Chester Road? Yeah, it was Chester Road in Sunderland. And they did just the nicest fish and chips. Number one. If you want good fish and chips and you're in Sunderland, go there. But they also did haggis. And I decided, kind of out of morbid curiosity, one day to give it a try, because I figure it can't be as bad as people say it is. I was right. People are kind of more... What I learned was people are more apprehensive about what's in it than the actual flavour. Because it tastes delicious, it's just got some ingredients that are seen as, like, less than desirable, because it's basically an offal dish. Black pudding is gorgeous. White pudding's nice too. It's... White pudding and haggis, seem to be like brothers. Because white pudding is similar to black pudding, just without the blood, and with slightly different... It's made largely of dry blood. See, that... sometimes the ingredients will put you off food, and that's fine. I like it, personally. Fruit pudding? Never had fruit pudding. But like, the main thing, Derp, is that you tried it. Also delicious, and I had this as a starter once in the hotel in town, actually. Figs. You know, fig rolls, the middle of that, just figs. Delicious. Fish and chip shop in Hoth. Yes, I think I know the place you're talking about, Farming Boy. I've seen it. They do get the fish directly from the harbour. But anywhere on the coast is going to have fresher fish than anywhere inland. Like, that's just kind of a rule of... they're closer to the boats. Like, around me, you're more likely to get, like, fresh salmon and fresh trout. Because that's what lives in the river here. You know, in Japan they eat pufferfish, fugu, which is... They don't eat it much, Steam Fan. It's kind of a... It's kind of a status symbol. It's like their version of truffles. You know the way that truffles is associated with being rich? Same thing with fugu in Japan. Slider turtle, some kind of... yeah, where I live it's primarily I think salmon in the river, salmon and trout. Although there's a problem in the crawfish in the river apparently have like some weird disease. And they've had to put out a warning that you can't take the crawfish out of the river. I didn't even know he had crawfish in the river. But I learned. You obviously gotta be like a mix of a few extra fish, but trout and salmon are the two that you'd actually fish for. I'm looking forward to seeing how much I make from all of this, all of these oats, because it's like 200,000 liters of just oats, courtesy of the issues with rolling the field. They're really fancy. I'd like to try crab at some point. I'd like to try crab and lobster. I'm missing much. I'm not missing much of those. I mean, I don't care if I'm not missing much. I still want to try them. I've tried shrimps, and like as much as I like shrimp cocktail crisps, not a fan of shrimps. Shrimps or prawns, because prawns and shrimps are basically the same, just one's bigger. I can't remember. Is it shrimps are bigger than prawns, or prawns are bigger than shrimp? Prawns are bigger than shrimp. But, much as I like crisps, they're a prawn cocktail flavor, not a big fan of prawns themselves. How many oats do we have in storage? Yeah, it is going to be 200,000 liters. So that's at least 200 grand. And that's before... Oops. That's before whatever we get from the like price when we're selling, and it's hard to go, oh yeah, I'm going to be hiring our bulker to sell this lot. There's no way I'd take this in individual trailer loads. So now that the harvest is done, we can focus a bit more on the bales. And importantly, we can actually get this Valtra onto the bale trailer. Farm UK, cheers for the follow. I'm making a guess that it's not Farm UK and it's Farm UK. I'm probably wrong, but, you know. But how am I making this? I'm making this worse. Freed it. Trying to do work and watch. That's... I'd say that's a bad combination, but that's what I tend to do when I got streams on, so... I can't really say much. Right. Over to McCormick. Let's get this going again. It's a bad idea with my streams, yeah. At least suppose being a mod now, he gets to use the battle screen view, as I call it, the war room. Because, good God, mod view is brilliant. It's such just a useful tool for mods. There's one reason to swap to Twitch from YouTube, it's mod view. Because as far as I'm aware, YouTube mods don't get something like that. Right, so. Last time we were in mod view was DRJ stream. Yeah. Red 1847. Cheers for the follow. Much appreciated. What are your fingers? A little bit dark. Ooh. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. What's the horsepower requirement for this? Actually, what's? Oh, that's so tempting. That's so tempting. It's really tempting. What's the horsepower requirement for this baler? 135 is all. So I could run it off the Valtra. That big M is really tempting me. See me getting low now? Yeah. Because it would make doing the grass work a lot easier. By the way, I have come up with a vague use for if I get it. This area down here, I'm probably going to plow it up and actually turn it into a grass field. Just to make sure that I always and forever have enough grass and or silage. Although I guess I could turn it into a cornfield and just use it for silage. But it's going to be used as a field as opposed to a placeable area, I think. Because it's good and big. Do you think I got well, yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop this dead. Grab the Valtra. What if I'm making a Zerion into a mowing rig? I could do that, yeah, that's definitely an option. Grass would make sense inside the BGA, exactly. That's that's kind of the logic I'd have behind using it for grass. Is like the BGA is right there. It's right there. Why wouldn't you use the BGA? Why wouldn't you use that area to feed the BGA if you're not going to use it as a placeable area? Joe Test 1, cheers for the follow. Right. Should be on now. In collecting mode. Ooh. 0 and 3300 with lifestyle triples makes more sense than the Big M. Yeah, but Derp, my point is I like the Big M. That's kind of where I'm going with that, is I've always liked the Big M as an idea. And it's a vehicle that I see around here during silage and hay seasons. It's something that I'd see fairly regularly. There's I think 2 or 3 of them doing the rounds here. So just kind of for my own... Like, I don't want to say immersion. I like using equipment I see. So, that's kind of why I tend to go for older stuff, because farms around here, a lot of them are, like, I don't want to say old guys. They're older farmers. I don't want to say old specifically, but they're older guys. So they'll have a bit older machinery. There's a guy down the road from me. And I live close enough to town. Well, just on the edge. But there's one of my neighbours is a 7600. Is it a 76? It's an old Ford from the late 70s, early 80s. Let's drop that there. A lot of farmers do have tractor. Yeah, a lot of farmers here just keep using the old stuff because, and this might sound like I'm knocking them, and it's not intended in that way in this context. Sometimes I do knock them by saying this. There's kind of a group of farmers in Ireland. It's fairly sizable. It's not all of them, but it's some. And their viewpoint tends to be older farmers. They're 50s, 60s, 70s, so they've been doing it a certain way their whole life. And they just, like, their logic is, I've done it this way my entire life, I'm not going to change how I'm doing it now. Which is fine, but they seem to forget that they need to buy new equipment occasionally, because they keep using 40-year-old tractors and 40-year-old equipment, and it's like, sure it works, but you could probably save money by buying something new. Drimmerone, up to Donegal, up tip. Donegal's beautiful though. Not been up there in years, but beautiful part of the country. Not as beautiful as like Kerry. Kerry just has like up the Ring of Kerry kind of area. Probably the nicest place in Ireland. Donegal isn't bad. Pasture check. I'm sitting good. Donegal have the best farmers. Drimmerone, years ago, going back the better part of 10 years. So, yeah, take this with a pinch of salt because the information might have changed. Years ago, I was working in a lab in County Waterford. And it was an agri lab. I was reading through, I think it was the Farmer's Journal or something. They were talking about like the most profitable farms in Ireland. Almost all of the like top farms in Ireland were dairy herds in Tipperary. And I was like, okay, why is this? I realized it's because we don't get too much rain. We get a lot, but not too much. We don't get too much sun. And the farmers here tend to like letting the cows out and roaming the hills. Because obviously, fairly rolling. I live in more or less in the Golden Vale. Which means rolling hills everywhere. Not talking about cows, talking about grass. I mean, if the Golden Vale has the best cows, Golden Vale has the best grass. Golden Vale also has like the most arable country, I think. Be the best land, but not the best roads. Every time there's a big accident, it seems to be in Donegal. So either Donegal doesn't have the best roads or doesn't have the best drivers. It's one of the two, possibly both. To be fair, Ireland is just one of the best countries all around. So if there's been a major road traffic accident, is it Donegal? In Donegal. Of course it's Donegal. Why wouldn't it be Donegal? I'm trying to decide now, and I know I'm kind of veering off topic here, between myself and Drummerone making fun of each other. How much straw is too much straw? It's in the news. That's fair. The thing that tends to get where I live on the news, Drummerone, is either Hollywood coming to town, which has happened on multiple occasions, or the local rail bridge collapsing again. Last time it happened was 20 years ago, but never forget. Snagging do. You've never been to Ireland, so you don't know any of these places. Yeah, Irish place names are hilarious at times, dude. There's a place near me called, nearish me, called Palmucka, which, it sounds silly in English, doesn't it, Palmucka? It's because it's an Irish name, it's an old Irish place name, Paul na Mucka. Or, if you directly translate it for English, the pig's hole. Yeah. Hey, Paul. How you doing today, dude? Where I live, I'm not going to say the town name, but it translates to English as the fort that has good fishing. Next town over is the field of poppies. At least you don't live in Dublin. Dublin's boring. If I were to live in an Irish city, it'd be either like Cork or Waterford. I like Cork. I really, it would most likely be Cork. Tip is the best landmarks. I live near a lot of them, Trimmerone. I live really close to a lot of them. Just by sheer chance, they're all around here. I say sheer chance, sheer history. Like there's 2, you could argue 3 castles in town. An old summer villa. Stuff like that. You lived in Cork City for a bit, you loved it. I've lived in a city for a couple of years. When I was in the UK. I quite enjoyed it because there was things to do. The source from Leitrim. Yeah, we've been kind of struggling lately, Drimmerone, because the Americans haven't been able to come over. Americans and Canadians have been huge for us. Could not live in a city. I could. Oh, so convenient being able to walk places. And just having things you could do. Even if it's just walk into town to go to the shopping centre for an hour. Right. I think this is enough bales to store now. Even with the... Is it 66 or 44 cows we have? Or 60? 60 cows. I think that should be enough straw for a while. If you live in Donegal, you're going to live far to walk from bog. That's true. I don't have far to walk for a mountain. There's always, like, you live in Ireland, there's always something interesting nearby. Unless you live in Leitrim. Is there anything interesting in Leitrim? Legitimate question. For some reason, you're never able to find multiplayer games. In Farm Sim? Carrick and Shannon? Yo, what's in Carrick and Shannon? Other than the Shannon? I don't know why you're having that problem, Paul. Also, welcome to Dave and Drimmerone. Talk about how boring Leitrim is. I remember hearing once, I think it's changed since I heard this, that Leitrim was the only county in Ireland that didn't have any traffic lights. In Canada. I mean, the problem with North America snagging is, and this is possibly getting a bit close to politics and nasty stuff, anything that was interesting was likely destroyed hundreds of years ago by, you know, colonial powers. Because of the colonial powers, suddenly North America only has like a couple of hundred years of history. It's also just an area of the world that isn't... Farm Sim, when you search, all you get is a black screen. I don't know why that is, Paul. There's a water price soon enough long to go. I think water crisis is kind of down the list of priorities right now in terms of things that could affect the Earth fairly quickly. I get the feeling there are... Oops, forgot to reset. I get the feeling there are slightly more pressing issues going on right now. There we go. I don't know why it lets me do this. I don't know why this autoload script lets me do this, but that bale is attached to the trailer through the autoload script. It's just hovering about 4 meters away from it. It's fine. Is that field all sugar beets? You the only one that has a grass bale in the store? Grass bale? Just hay bales and silage bales, but no grass bales. Right, I need to make more bales again soon. Or what's going on that's not being up? Oh, hang on. Does that move the trigger as well? Oh, it doesn't all. Okay. Well, that would explain why I'm able to move all the bales. It moves the trigger. How many bales of hay do I have right now? Hay. It's down in this shed. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 39, 42. I should mention, I'm normally a very disorganized person. For whatever reason, when it comes to, like, certain things, I become hyper-organized. Bales is one of them. I don't know why, but I'm super organized when it comes to, like, bales and farm sim. When you drive by a tractor or something, there's a bale and they just land. Paul, your game is screwed 6 ways from Sunday, dude. I hate to ask this, but is it a legitimate copy? Like, did you buy it on Steam or from Giants or on Epic or from like a proper source? Because it's increasingly sounding like it's like some weird dodgy copy. Sorry if I yawn, by the way. I'm very tired. Excuse me, what? Something's up with my computer. Bear with a second. I've just noticed something's wrong. That's why it's not synced for days. No, the time was off by an entire hour. Because I looked up and I was like, it's 5:15. No, it can't be, surely. Here we go. So for whatever reason, my computer got confused and, like, had the time wrong by literally an hour. This has only happened since the patch. I really don't know, Paul. Like, I can't help you out with that because I've never heard of that happening. Have you tried, like, uninstalling and reinstalling the game? I know that's an extreme measure, but maybe it did CMOS battery? It shouldn't be. Because it wasn't that it was off by, like, a random amount of time. It was exactly an hour. And the time just hadn't synced up in like a week. So I'm guessing, Farming Boy, it might have something to do with the date. It might have something to do with the fact that it's the 1st of March. And this might sound stupid, but might be right onto something here. And in flipping over from the 28th of February, the computer got slightly confused and went back an hour, thinking daylight savings was ended. Which would be why I'm lagging? Yeah, I'm not seeing any drop frames. So any lag should be on, like, your guys' end. Very bad lag. Yeah, Buzz, I think I'm with you there. I think something's gone wrong in a browser and is causing that. Like, it's fine on my end too. There's literally 0 drop frames, which is unusual. You think it's my game? No. It's not my game. It's 100% on your end. Because I got 0 drop frames, my game is perfectly smooth on in front of me here, and on OBS over here. Not on my end. Wi-Fi is grand. Disagree if it's lagging. There's literally zero information pointing me towards, oh, there's some lag somewhere in the system here. What's going on with the on-screen chat? The overlay in this scene refreshes the on-screen chat, Farming Boy. This scene I have to, because things broke over Christmas time, I have it set to unload the scene. And it's not active, so it breaks the chat. I don't know why it did it that time. So that's field 23 done. Just field 6? Question mark? Yeah, field 6 to do. And I'm gonna sell off the remainder of the bales here. I don't think I need to store up any more. In fact, if anything, I've probably got too many in storage. Where can you do me? Twitter, Discord. They're the two that I'd check, actually, is Twitter and Discord. Discord for sure would be the best, but I tend to be on Twitter quite a lot too. I just don't post much on there. By the way, Buzzington, it's launch day in Florida for the Ghost mission. Rose T. Trains and Aviation Oliver 22. Choose to follow. And apologies for the little kind of delay in finishing your name. I misread it as Trains and Aviation Live and then saw the O, the start of Oliver. I was like, right. You don't have Twitter? That's... Do you know what? That's not the dumbest thing in the world, Paul. That's probably actually quite a good idea to not have Twitter. Twitter's like a zoo. It's probably best to just use it as like an entertainment source and observe what's going on. Don't feed the animals. Because good God, Twitter is bad. Save your views if you haven't. Yeah, you've been lurking the entire time, Alex. It's fine. Twitter is savage. It's a bunch of people who... Like... I like having discussions about stuff. and debating pros and cons, and I think that's healthy. Twitter's a bunch of people who don't know what good faith means. They just immediately jump to straw man, whataboutism, and just inventing random crap, because that's what Twitter is. I follow a lot of stuff on Twitter, Farm Boy, some for entertainment, some for news, some for just various reasons. Buzz, with regards to what you said in the mod room, that was added last month. Last month or the month before. Yeah, very useful new feature. God. Can I? Okay, I can't hire a worker to do the baling. So I didn't know that. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I kind of agree with that description, Alex, but the majority of the political compass that I kind of follow on Twitter is pointing towards space. Although, like, I follow a lot of reporters and some entertainment people, like Skittles Man, Alex. Skittles Man I follow. Alex knows exactly what I mean. His entire account is permanently marked as, like, as sensitive now because of the Skittles incident. Which he straight up said means that he doesn't need to care anymore. Because he's, like, not PG at the best times, and after the Skittles incident, Twitter's now marked his account as, like, innocent, not safe for work. So, he said he doesn't need to care. It pretty much drip, yeah. Like right now I'm using it to follow news. It's where I get a lot of my news, it's where I keep up to date with space stuff and goings on in the world. It's useful for that. It's a lot more real time than 24 hours news networks, and if you follow the right lists, you don't get a political slant on it. Most reliable news stuff. I follow reliable sources on Twitter, Alex. Again, filter stuff to find out what is reliable. Like, you saw what I put in Discord this morning in the planes room. I got some extra information from Twitter, and that looked to be fairly reliable information. And if that information's correct, with regards to Maria, might not be grounded for as long as we feared. That said, Farm Boy, all the disclaimers I put in apply. Like, it may be worse. It may be damaged a lot worse than we think. We've only got a picture of what appeared to be the tailplane sticking out the back of the hangar and the front of the plane. The very front of it. We don't know what the wing situation is. We don't know what the engine situation is. More important, we don't know if the engine factory is still intact. I'll have to zoom right in. It looks more like a building than its hangar. Oh, the pictures I put in earlier today. That would be the wall of the hangar, Alex. Or the remnants of, like, bits that have fallen, that have caved in. But... hang on a second. That's not a picture of Maria. You're correct, that is a building. That's not Maria in that picture. That's Buran. Check the Antonov's Twitter. That was a picture of Buran in 2002. See you, Paul. Why am I looking up Buran's Antonov's Twitter? Thank you for making me look at that picture in more detail, Alex. That was a picture of Buran, not of Maria. Oh yeah, now the bloody search works. Yeah, that picture I put in that was claiming to be the 225, that's Buran. The cockpit windows are wrong to be the 225, and Buran, that Buran, the one that went to space, the one that actually flew, was destroyed when its warehouse collapsed in 2002. And as you pointed out, Alex, cockpit windows are wrong to be 225. That's Buran. That was the Buran cockpit windows. Dude straight up looking for clout on the internet, posting pictures of Buran, claiming it to be the Antonov. Well done, Alex. Thank you for inciting me to look more. Look, you saw the time I put that up. I was still awake at that point. So it wasn't in peak fact check form. This is going to be a lot of bales to be sold. DMs, I'll check after the stream, Farming Boy, if that's okay with you. Actually, I can check now. Because we're just bailing, we're just going up and down in straight lines. It's no big deal. Discord. Just clear that noti. Yeah, I did see that tweet a few days ago, Farming Boy, that Antonov... like, that's just Antonov saying, hey, we're not going to make a statement until we know what the actual state of the aircraft is, which is smart. 20 bales for the cows. I mean, there's tons up at the storage yard now, so these ones, this field is just going to get sold off. Or the bales from this field are just going to get sold off. I shouldn't need this many. And I also need to check how big a bale the auto load on the dually can take for next time. Because just to cut the number of bales, I'd prefer, if possible, to use the 2.4 meter bales. To you, that sounds like to me, that sounds like we don't. That sounds like them straight up saying we don't know. We don't know, and we don't want to make a statement on stuff we don't know. And they've been, honestly, with the newer information that's come out, looks like they may have been correct in putting out that statement saying wait until we can actually figure out what's happened. Can the BJ take the bales? I don't think so. Honestly, I've not really thought about where to sell these yet. I just know that I'm going to be selling them. So you're thinking a step ahead of me there, Steam Fan. And I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Let's just get the extra little catchy-uppy bits that I had to do. Now remember, the plan after this harvest is to get a big combine with a big header. So these bales are going to help me to do that. How much milk have the cows produced? 14,000 litres. Which is a lot, but maybe not enough. We're back in pancakes. Very nice. I'll be having some after my dinner. Trying to decide on something here. Right. Let's move you into the bit that I've already baled. Right. I should probably think, like, Steam Fan, I think you're right, that I should probably be thinking about where I want to actually sell bales. But at the same time, I kind of want to get the bales made first. Because that way then I'm not going to be losing money on, like, maintenance or whatever stuff. And I'll have a much better idea of where we are kind of financially by the end of it. I'm also likely to sell the milk, because that's 14,000 litres milk selling for probably a decent amount at the moment. Milk. About 30 grand from the milk. 30, 31 grand, so yeah, selling that wouldn't be a bad idea. Might keep an eye on the Antonov Twitter account. I encourage it, Farming Boy. Historically, they put up a lot of cool information about their aircraft. Although right now, they're obviously a bit distracted by world events. And I would argue they're a reasonably reliable source. There's obviously going to be a bias to what they're posting, but reasonably reliable. I've just thought, if I'm getting a bigger combine, I'm selling that one. So how much would I get for that combine? 195. We should, in theory, have enough to get the bigger combine. If I sell the milk and the bales. And then the crops can go towards, like, the accessories for the combine. Because as much as I love the Class Tucano, it's just too small for this map. Also, while I'm looking at this stuff, this can take the 240s. Oh! Oh, that is delicious news. That is only the most delicious news. So these will be the last 220 bales that I make. Can the... because a bale wrapper that 40 released alongside this... Hang on, let me... Thank you for saving. It's this one. 220, 220. Oh, this is for Westons. Okay, so so that needs 2.2 meter bales. In which case, so that's a 54 grand. For 54 grand, I could get the Stratman Zalon. Hey, OSB. I don't necessarily think we need to make bale silage. Then again, it's more convenient. It is more convenient, isn't it? I mean, I can always just change the size of the bales into... Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking out loud here. I could also, I guess... get a D1000 in that wrapper. Just... like... I could get a D1000 in this thing and just run the D1000 as a silage baler. Which, that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. they'd be smaller bales, but I think smaller bales for silage purposes would be just a bit more maneuverable. I'd be able to collect more on the trailer, most likely. I think that might be a good plan of attack. Because the D1000's relatively cheap. Wonderful food, eat, nice. What do you guys think of that idea? Getting the D1000 specifically for doing silage bales instead of doing pit silage, because pit silage kind of involves by necessity having to clamp, which is really time consuming. I can use the clamp then just to store the I could use the clamp to store the silage bales. There are advantages to this idea. You just realised how impossible it would be to lip read from an Irishman. How come? Is it because I don't open my mouth much, and I tend to talk and I tend to like not move my mouth much at all when I'm talking, but somehow make all the sounds and words just fine. It's a different approach. Just sort of hang their mouth up when I'm the worst for. It's a thing. It's a weird little thing that we do. Especially when talking, because it's easier to just leave your mouth hanging open, as if it's kind of a non-verbal indicator of like, I want to talk soon. Remember, Alex, a lot of like a surprising amount of Irish communication is non-verbal. We will just kind of nod our... A greeting, our legitimate greeting is... and that's perfectly polite. Just dipping the head slightly. Or this. This is a wave. We don't do big movements. We're like anti-Italians. Like, Italians are kind of stereotypical for big hands everywhere, kind of, you know, that kind of stuff. Irish people are just like, yeah. The headlight flash for speed vans. The other headlight flash for thank you. The other headlight flash for hello. The other headlight flash for your headlights are on full beam, you jerk. Lag update. I've now dropped 50 frames. Which, with how many frames have been encoded, 60 per second, is 0.0% of the stream so far has been dropped. The road rage hand movement. Like Buzz is learning that in Ireland we can have many signals that look identical but mean 17 different things. The please cross the road ahead of me hand. If you're driving, you put your hand on top of the steering wheel pointing. And then you look for the little flick of the hand from the pedestrians. Ireland is a very, like, on the one hand, signals you know for driving insane. Yeah, Ireland, we have many signals to each other, built up over decades, and everybody just, it's all intuitive. Once you see them, you know exactly what they mean, even if you've never seen them before. It's great. This is going well? Question mark. Welcome back, Alex. You've missed the discussion about Irish hand signals and all the weird little motions we do to each other that basically everybody in Ireland understands, but I've never seen anywhere else in the world. I mean, farming boy. Like, this is a wave. This is hello. But it's never done up this high. It's always just kind of a quick flash of... This is hello, thank you. You're being very kind. Thank you very much for... It's usually done by pedestrians to drivers, like, hello, thank you, you're being very kind, I recognize you. That's a normal thing, no? I mean, yeah, but there's like, there's a bunch of them to do with, like, driving. Slight show of hand, yeah. But it's done constantly here. The slight nod of the head as hello. If you're, like, busy and you don't want to talk. It could be a north thing. Alex, it could be a north thing because there's a lot of Irish people in the north of England for historical reasons. It could be that it's been absorbed into your guys' kind of non-verbal lexicon, because so many Irish people went there during the famine and associated times. It's just like, oh yeah, that's clearly just a thing. Pretty much, Alex, yeah. But, I mean, it is silly that there's so many non-verbal things that you can just, like, you don't need to know sign language to know some sign language. And it's not even official sign language, it's just various salutes. Such as the nod of, yeah, hello, I see you there. I you know, I'm aware you're there, but I'm not in the mood for talking. Not with a slight eyebrow raise. It's not even a slight eyebrow raise here. It's just the little nod. Sometimes with the hand salute. if you're feeling a bit talkative, you can do you can do that and just say how ya. There's no hello in Ireland. It's how ya. Well, how's it going? Let's see. How are we doing for everything, like, fuel-wise? Not actually check the fuel. What's the crack? Yeah. To be fair, Farmway, it's usually not what's the crack, it's just scrack. SCRAIC as one word, scrack. But, like, I don't know. I know I lived in the UK for a couple of years, but there's some stuff that I just feel is intrinsically Irish, and I've not seen it elsewhere. Such as using well as a greeting, which sounds very expectant, but is literally just, are you doing well? How are you? Hello? Greetings, hello, how are you? It's just, well. Right. We've almost got the bales done, which is good, because now we can collect the bales tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Next time I'm on this map, I'll put it that way. Next time on this map, we can collect the bales, and we can sell the bales, and we can sell the milk, and then we can figure out what to do in terms of like silage and stuff. Maybe even get the new combine, because I think we should have enough by selling the old combine and stuff. Yeah, it's just tea as a question. Tea? Or, in my house, Farming Boy, because my mother doesn't drink tea, it's tea coffee. And the obligatory Irish refusing something 6 times before it's an actual no. Do you have a cup of tea? No. Ah, go on. I'm getting me a cup of tea. No, I couldn't. Ah, go on. Wouldn't be any bother. No, I can't. No. I go, all right then. It's just the politeness of refusing multiple times and insisting. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day here because I've got a lot I need to do still around here. And it's been a long day for me. I've got a lot I need to do. I'll be having my dinner soon. And then probably pancakes after that, seeing as it is Pancake Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow with more farm sim of some description. I'll decide tomorrow if it'll be single player or multiplayer. Because I did enjoy the multiplayer yesterday, and I was gonna do it today, but kind of got into a tizzy in a rush and wanted to do single player at the end. So I'm gonna raid Gamer Dragon. He's a good guy. If you've not seen him before, go check him out. I'm not going to be following over. I legitimately have like a million things to do. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.